Today is another blockbuster find. I have here School for Scoundrels. It's another one of the blockbuster exclusive DVDs coming in one of the beloved blockbuster DVD cases. And an exclusive DVD printed with blockbuster exclusive printed onto it. Literally, it's not a sticker. It's literally printed onto the DVD itself. So we have Blockbuster's little logo here. It is just a beloved find. I love finding these, and of course, I just love talking about them. Because I remember Blockbuster. I went to Blockbuster as a kid all the time. All the time. Every weekend, we'd go to Blockbuster, me and my family, and I'd either pick out either a PlayStation game, or I'd pick out a tape to watch. And it was usually a PlayStation game. Let's be honest, it was usually a PlayStation game. I played so much PlayStation 1 off of Blockbuster back in the day. But we also have movies. Tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of movies. This one is School for Scoundrels, starring Billy Bob Thornton and John Hader. This is basically, as it would say here, Bad Santa meets Napoleon Dynamite, and that's a very similar concept here. John here plays a very much a dorky Napoleon type of character, like in Napoleon Dynamite, and he wants to get the girl, but he's too much of a loser, apparently. And Billy Bob Thornton plays this teacher for a sort of Fight Club style school or class that losers attend. They pay him $5,000 for the class each, $5,000 each for the class, and he basically puts them through the ringer. He abuses the heck out of them, and he gives them a bunch of rules to follow and teaches them how to be scoundrels, because according to him, women like scoundrels. Many of the tricks of the trade, or the cue cards, or the rules of the road for being a scoundrel is lie, 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 brag about stuff, and parallel her interests. Basically teaching him how to get the girl the wrong way. And when he realizes that he's being scoundreled, he decides to get back at him, because Billy Bob Thornton sees John as a threat, a genuine, actual person who's not really a loser, he just looks like one. So he tries to ruin John's life and tries to steal John's girl, and John is basically trying to beat Billy Bob Thornton at his own game. And it's just a wacky and wild fun time. I enjoyed this far more than Napoleon Dynamite. Way more than Napoleon Dynamite. It's also far more highly budgetized than Napoleon Dynamite, though. That one was a indie-ish film. This is an actual budgeted movie for a comedy. I miss comedies, I really do. The comedies like these, if they ever get made, they get direct to streaming onto some streaming site, and there they die. They just go there to die, and most people don't even hear about it, and they don't even hear that it even got released. And it's like, wow, that movie got released? I didn't see it it was on that streaming service. Wow, I don't care. And their interest, it just wanes. It's not as high, it's not as interesting when it just skips that stuff, man. And that's something that I miss with blockbuster things like this, is that they would give you a place to put the movies that don't really make it to theaters. So the movies that go straight to VHS, straight to video, as they would go. This one did make it to theaters, by the way. But movies that don't really do too well, or they're not too well known, or they just go straight to video, you could find them at the video store, you could find them at the Blockbuster, and you would go there and go like, I've seen the film in the theaters, but I haven't seen this film. Let me give this one a try. And it's just easier to have something physical to look at and look at the back instead of scrolling onto a menu and going through a list, and 80% of the library isn't there. You have to actually go into the search bar and type it in. You have to know what you're looking for to find it half the time. It's just a nightmare. Most of these menus on streaming services are nightmares. And that's not me ripping on streaming services. I've used them in the past. I've seen these menus. I've tried using these menus. They're nightmares to navigate, to find things, especially when they're buried deep in the library. You have to know that it's there, and you have to know what it is, and you have to know to type it into the search bar to find it. But sometimes you don't know what you want to look for. Sometimes you just go to Blockbuster not knowing what you want to watch that week. Not knowing what you want to see that week. You just go there and something catches your eye and you pull it off the shelf and you know what? Let's watch School for Scoundrels.